To make a very long story short, John Lucas, who was the Sixers head coach and general manager at the time, was connected to Lower Merion High School. His daughter was one of Kobe's classmates. So he had seen Kobe play. He invites Kobe to some summer workouts with the Sixers and other NBA and college players. And Kobe is so terrific in those workouts and scrimmages and pickup games. He's holding his own against NBA players and then some, that he realizes, you know what, I don't have to go to college. I don't need to go to Duke or North Carolina. These schools need me more than I need them. I can jump straight to the NBA if I want to. But he doesn't want to tell anybody that. He kind of likes having this story kind of follow him the entire year. And plus, he wants to go to a particular place. He either wants to be the number one pick in the draft or he wants to go play for the Lakers. So that's what happens. And it's an interesting story about how it's kind of the first glimpse of modern basketball and the understanding that athletes have nowadays that they have leverage over these coaches and these teams to a degree that we sometimes don't like to admit even today. Kobe realized, Speedy Morris at LaSalle, the coach at LaSalle, his job is riding on whether I decide to go to LaSalle or not. Coach K needs me at Duke more than I need to go to Duke. Dean Smith needs me more at UNC than I need to go to UNC. And if I want to go to the NBA, I'm going to go to the NBA and I'm going to make it one way or another.
Why the Lakers? Because I think in the book you mentioned, I think Joe Bryant was talking about a big market team. So a LA, Chicago, that was his wish for his son. But Kobe seemed particularly honed in on Los Angeles.
Yeah, well, he wanted a big market team because Sonny Vaccaro, who was with Adidas at the time, had kind of targeted him as the next Michael Jordan. This is the guy who I'm going to build my next sneaker empire around. I did it with Jordan at Nike. I'm going to do it with Kobe at Adidas. And it's harder to do that if you're playing for the Sacramento Kings or the Vancouver Grizzlies. So the Sixers had the number one overall pick in that year's draft. And there were discussions internally about them taking Kobe, but they decided instead to take Allen Iverson. Can hardly blame them for that. But once it became clear that the Sixers weren't going to take Kobe, then these machinations go in place among Kobe and his dad and his agent Arn Tellem and Jerry West, who's the president and general manager of the Lakers, general manager of the Lakers at the time, who had seen Kobe work out and said, "We got to get this kid. We got to do whatever we have to do to get Kobe Bryant. He's going to be the best player in the draft." And so this plan gets hatched to kind of head fake these other teams in and not drafting him. Kobe doesn't work out for certain teams. And back then, if you didn't work out for an NBA team wouldn't draft you. So the plan works, and eventually the Lakers are able to make this trade with the Charlotte Hornets to be able to get Kobe, and the rest is history.
What was the Nets' involvement in this whole draft fiasco?
So the Nets, the New Jersey Nets at the time, had the number 7 pick in the draft. They had a new head coach and kind of person who was the nexus of the power within the organization, John Calipari. And their general manager was a guy named John Nash, who longtime basketball executive with Philadelphia ties, knew Kobe very well, and wanted the Nets to draft Kobe with the number 7 overall pick. And Joe Bryant and Arn Tellem had to kind of fake out Calipari to get him to draft Kerry Kittles from Villanova. And I get into all of this in the book. You have to buy the book to find out how this works. But they basically kind of fool Calipari into thinking that Kobe wouldn't play for the Nets. So that scares Calipari off from drafting him. The Nets draft Kerry Kittles instead, and Kobe's able to end up with the Lakers.